Okay. So, all this talk we've heard about about blockchain and the exchange of value reminds me of back in 1991 when I was a CIO for a management consulting company, and I had to support our consultants who traveled the world. And I remember walking into my boss's office, Bob, the CFO, saying, "Bob, I need some money for this new thing called email. Don't know exactly what it is, but you know what? If you want to send a message to Jim, our CEO, who is upstairs, you just type it in, hit a button, Jim gets it instantly." Bob, being the CFO he says, "What do I need that for?" I just tell Marie what I want to tell Jim. She types it up, she prints it out, and she walks it upstairs. So I said, okay, well, another use case. What about this one? What about if you want to communicate with one of our partners overseas? He says, well, Marie prints it out and faxes it. So we had a very difficult time in the early 90s. This was 16 years before the iPhone and 7 years before Google. We had a very difficult time getting our arms around the impact that the internet would have on our businesses. Many of our customers that we speak to now, those customers that process billions of credit card transactions a year, 75% of the electronic fund transfers are supported by HPE. Those customers are coming to us with those same kinds of questions, and I can identify with them. So what is the value that our customers are trying to get at? That's what I'll talk about today. I'll talk about some of the value that they see, potential value in blockchain, and then I'll talk to you about their experience actually executing some projects. So speed and efficiency. We have a great customer, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, the #1 bank in Australia, with our partner DXC Technologies and R3 Corda, and HPE created an application to have the bank's investors be able to buy and sell investment units with a R3 Corda distributed ledger. Reduces days of reconciliation. It's much more faster and much better for customer satisfaction. Lower transaction costs, credit card transactions. Again, the traditional credit card transaction, something we know about. For those of you who don't, if you jumped out of a taxi and used your credit card to pay, what actually happens? You have a 3-step process, which starts with the authorization process and goes through 4 steps. Then you have the next part 2 out of 3, which is an additional 6 steps for the process to go all the way back to the merchant, and that transaction just sits in their terminal until some point when they transmit the batch later. And then finally, you have a process that's another 7 steps to actually get the transaction in the cardholder's account, and at some time in the future, they pay the bill. What does that add up to? That is 17 steps, 6+ parties in 7 days. So what a ripe opportunity for disruption. Our customers who have banks and banks of our nonstop systems are saying, we are hearing from our CIOs and our businesses that we need to be more responsive. We need that speed and transparency and ability to be able to support these types of enterprise-grade volumes. And we don't see it with the current blockchain platforms. Because we know that if they were the driver of the taxi and the passenger were all using Bitcoin, for example, it would be a single step, 2 parties, and take an hour. 10 minutes at the fastest. Customers are also talking about cross-border payments, and we were speaking to a customer up in Canada and said it's not the speed of the cross-border payment, it's not the ease of the actually executing the transaction, it's the visibility of the transaction through the process. We put the cross-border payment in, we have no idea when it's going to get there and who's touched it and who's taken fees out of it. They say, can you help with that? Smart contracts, we talked about that. We have some great demos that we showed at our trade show in Las Vegas a few weeks ago, where we actually have taken a robot, a Internet of Thing, a iRobot, and we put smart contracts on it to actually allow makers of products, we heard about the washing machine, makers of products to wrap services and solutions around Internet of Thing devices. And also we feel at HPE, the democratization of value is a very important thing, benefit that the blockchain can provide. World Bank estimates 2 billion people do not have access to basic banking funds. Can you imagine the innovation that would occur if 2 billion people had access to investment to be able to grow wealth? And then finally, a platform for, a universal platform for the exchange of value. People talking to businesses, and with HPE, the Internet of Things. So what did our customers tell us? The first thing they told us was when we called them, they said, you know what, the financial services industry, our financial services customers are the #1 investor in blockchain. They all had innovation teams. Those innovation teams, blockchain was always in the top 3. These are top Fortune 500 global financial services companies. They was, either one of the 3 was blockchain, it was customer experience, or it was the Internet of Things. And why are they so interested in that? They're processing all these transactions, they're making their money. Well, everyone understands, Goldman Sachs estimates that just in terms of savings in the United States, $2 billion worth of savings to the financial services industry. Globally, $6 billion annually. That's a lot of money. They're very interested, and that's just cost savings. There are a lot of exciting, innovative people in these institutions that are looking to grow new revenues and create new opportunities for the bank. Now, we heard a lot about digital identity, and we've heard, you know, you don't know if it's a person on the other end of the internet, it could be an animal. One person even said it could be a dog. Well, one of our famous presidents, Harry Truman, said, if you want a friend in Washington, get a dog. And he said that because you could trust a dog. So if dogs were using the internet and blockchain, we could all trust them. For everyone else, we need digital identity. What is that? If I have an identity that's sitting in a car-sharing blockchain in Berlin, I then have all my private information, copy sitting with flight insurance, smart contract with an airline, and I also have my identity for my medical records, all in these separate blockchains, and they're not synced. That is a significant inhibitor, our customers have said. Until we solve this identity issue, it's going to be a significant inhibitor to broader blockchain adoption. Better yet, you have one identity that you control, and then you just give validation to these different entities. You're not sharing your information, you're sharing validation. And many of the financial services customers that we deal with see being the arbiter of the validation. Does this person have enough money to rent this taxi? Does this person have the insurance to be able to do the car sharing? The answer is the banks are feeling that that's one opportunity for them. Okay, so the ecosystem. From our customers' perspective, Corda, Ethereum, Hyperledger, those are the ones they're all working on, and they're working on all of them because they're not sure which one will be around next year. They're hedging their bets. But what they have told us, they said the current set of platforms are immature, they're not made for mission-critical applications, they do not scale, and they lack resiliency, and that's HPE's expertise. Those credit card transactions are running on an HPE nonstop. We are an infrastructure company, and we look to say, can we use our infrastructure to help accelerate blockchain transactions, help accelerate, make more reliable and more resilient the ability to those customers who are doing a lot of pilots, they want to bring them into production, but they don't have the enterprise grade. That's where HPE comes in. So we've teamed up with our customer, with R3, DXC Technologies, and we have a mission-critical blockchain solution where we took those HPE nonstops and we added that resiliency and that scalability to the execution of distributed ledgers running Corda. We also have the ability to sit down with our customers with our blockchain workshops because they're saying, you know what, is the Google of blockchain out there? In 1996, we were all searching with Yahoo, AltaVista, and Ask Jeeves. We were. It was 2 years before Google. They say, can you help us with our blockchain journeys? So we have an excellent blockchain discovery workshop. We did over 15 of those over 2 days at our trade show in Discover Las Vegas a few weeks ago. So just to finish, So HPE really believes that we are entering the age of blockchain. We have an excellent blockchain team. A few of my members are here. I think it's one of the best teams we have in HPE. We have expertise in blockchain, in hybrid infrastructure, the Internet of Things, and the intelligent edge. And we're bringing all that together with our services to help our customers face the challenges that they face as they innovate and help their customers grow and thrive. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did I make my time? I made my time.
You did a fantastic job. 70%, my God.
Yes, see
That's
that?
amazing.
We're
this
turning
is like,
it.
wow, you did a huge increase. So now it's going down.
Okay.
So
Well, no,
okay,
let's lock it.
Yeah.
It's immutable. We're going to leave it.
Okay, yeah, so
Yes.
you're the worldwide blockchain director
I
of HPE.
am.
What does that mean? Where are your people?
Well, one interesting thing about HPE, they're all over the world.
Yeah.
Before I took this role at the beginning of the year, but we had teams and people just in garages and different offices experimenting and playing with blockchain.
Garages.
Yes.
Can I have the questions on?
Way before I came along.
Yeah.
So that robot with a smart contract, that was created by some people in Germany, salespeople, but they were experimenting and tinkering in the greatest tradition of HPE.
Okay. Yeah, so it's not big and hierarchical.
It's global.
It's not a hierarchical. They
No.
are all. And so how do you make them work together?
They're all because they're excited about blockchain. They believe
excitement
in it.
is good. Excitement is good. So you gave them all a bunch of Ether and blockchain and Bitcoin, and they're enthusiastic.
I said, guys and women, if you want to work together and you want to have HPE selling and helping our customers blockchain in the next year or 2 years, let's all work together. We made our pitch within HPE. Management supported us wholeheartedly, and we all have other jobs. I don't. This is my full-time job. Some of us are full-time, but other ones are people in all different parts of HPE.
How many people are there now in the team?
In the global team, I'd say about 20.
Okay, 20 people. So
Yes.
it's really just starting up. And you saw this morning, Gartner said 10% of the companies in the IT department are busy with it. Huh?
Yeah, they said 9 out of 10 startups will fail. They said 90% of blockchain pilots started in 2015 would fail.
Yeah, so 20 people is nothing.
I don't know, 20 people. How many 2 men created the first HPE calculator?
That's totally true. Well, you did a very good job. Let's see. Well, okay, let me also take this moment to explain this guy. How can I connect my HP printer to the... I mean, somebody has been living under... Who is this? Number 5? Jury. Okay. So explain a little bit that the new HP is a lot less.
Yes, the first thing I will do is tell you to call HP Incorporated, because I work at HP Enterprise.
Yeah, so the company is split in two.
Yes, very focused
and it's
strategy.
splitting and splitting and splitting and
so
splitting.
we can focus on using infrastructure to help our customers.
Yeah. So everything with printing, one company.
Yes.
Everything with software, separate company.
That's right.
You're basically now, HP has been merging, and now they're splitting and splitting.
Yes. So we partner.
You're becoming nimble.
So just as we've created our mission-critical blockchain, we partnered with DXC to help on the software development with R3, and we do the hybrid infrastructure.
Great question.
Which?
Question 7. Can the blockchain really scale up to credit card volumes? I mean, 2,000 transactions per second. Can you do that?
Now? Absolutely not.
Excuse me, Mark, how many are there? 5,000 transactions per second.
Today,
can you do that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But if you use let's say a Corda or even Ether to be able to do any kind of transaction, if it's running on public cloud and it crashes, it stays crashed, unless you have multiple nodes and you continue to try to do the redundancy.
Oh, okay.
So the way we look at it is saying the first thing you need is resiliency and reliability. So if you do that same one on our thing,
you do that. Okay.
It pops
but then
it right
second
back
one, what about the number of transactions? If R3, can they do that kind of number of transactions?
Not yet. No one can.
Mark says it's true. So it's true.
No one can.
Yeah. No, nobody can.
Right.
How many years do we need to basically build that?
I don't know. All the estimates are 2 years.
Well, we can wait 2 years to completely reconfigure our payment system. Okay, I think you did a great job. Thank you very much. Okay,
Thank you.
HP.